This is Larry Jordan, the host of the Digital Production Buzz. The following interview is an excerpt from a recent program. To hear the entire program, visit digitalproductionbuzz.com. Nick Mattingly developed Switcher Studio, which is an iOS app that enables anyone with an iOS device and an internet connection to capture and deliver multicam events to online audiences. Recently, they added a director mode, which records broadcast quality HD content, and now he's announcing a brand new product specifically for YouTube. Hello, Nick, welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Nick.
We are doing great. Before we talk about the cool new stuff, describe what Switcher Studio is.
Yeah, so Switcher Studio is a mobile video app that allows you to record and stream video using your iPhone or iPad. And with that, you can add photos, graphics, you can bring your computer in as a source, and it's a full TV studio using the hardware you already have.
Would this be similar to, although running on an iOS device, similar to what NewTek has got with their gear?
Similar, maybe not a replacement for your $30,000 rig, but we do have customers using it in tandem or in combination with their existing setup as a way to bring in additional sources or to do productions in places where they normally wouldn't take a TriCaster. A lot of cases, those are kind of permanent installations, although there are some mobile solutions there as well.
Well, let's talk about Switcher Studio for a second. We're running it. We can run it on an iPhone or an iPad, but I suspect an iPad is best for the running. But what do we use for cameras, and how many cameras can you have?
Right. So with Switcher, starting with just one device, you can use the built-in camera on that iPhone or iPad, and you can add graphics, overlays. You can have a really dynamic production with just that one device. If you want to add multiple cameras, before you launch the app, just go into your general settings and make sure each device is on the same Wi-Fi network. Or you can even do a pop-up production and pair them to the hotspot on your phone. Then when you launch the app, you'll pick one device that's the master switcher, the director. And from that device, you'll be able to select other iPhones and iPads on that network. So when you sign up for Switcher Studio, you go to our website, you'll create an account, and you use those same credentials to log into the main mixing device. Connecting an additional camera is no extra charge. You could literally pull somebody off the street, have them download Switcher Studio, and as long as they're on the same network, they could be a cameraman for your production.
Now, the cameras are talking via Bluetooth, they're talking via Wi-Fi, or how are they connecting, and what kind of bandwidth are you requiring to make this thing look good?
Right. So the cameras communicate over Wi-Fi. As long as they're on the same network, they'll be a part of your production. If you're not streaming, you could plug a router into the wall and just use that as a way to create a bubble. You don't have to have any outgoing connection. It's doing that all on the local network. And we're adapting the quality on those cameras as you're doing your production. But with director mode, it actually triggers a recording on each connected device. So you have the raw, full-quality video from every angle. And you can make your edits on the fly. When you're done with your production, it composites that entire video, working with those raw files, so you have full-quality 1080p fixed frame rate video. And in our new update, we've actually expanded on the director mode capabilities. You can even bump the bitrate up to 50 megabytes.
Okay, so
have you seen the video on this thing?
I have seen. My jaw is still on the floor.
This thing is amazing.
So here's what I think is happening. Because you're recording locally on each camera, you're able to get really high quality, and you're feeding a lower quality signal via Wi-Fi for the live stream. I'm not saying poor quality, I'm just saying lower quality. So that way you're not constrained by the Wi-Fi bandwidth that the phone is able to use. Am I getting that correct?
Yes, and with the main device, if you have a good internet connection, maybe you have 3 megs up, you could do an HD stream. Maybe you put out a 720 stream. If you don't have great bandwidth, you could do an SD stream or bump it all the way down to like 240p, something that's on par with what we're starting to see on Periscope. It's low quality, but it's real time. So if you don't have great bandwidth, you could still put out real-time video at a lower quality, a lower resolution bit rate, and still have a full quality video to upload for on-demand playback.
So you can use this with Periscope then?
Unfortunately not. Periscope and Facebook Live are still really new. They're proprietary. You have to broadcast and consume within their own apps. But with the new Switcher update, we actually have direct integration for YouTube Live. So from your Switcher account, you can sync with your YouTube account or log into Google, and with one tap, go live on YouTube. And if you want to dig in deeper, you can actually manage events. You could select from previously scheduled events on YouTube within the app. You can create new ones. You can edit the description, titles. You can choose if a video is public, private, or unlisted. This new release for Switcher Studio, we've gone all in and made YouTube very, very easy.
Meerkat also too new.
Meerkat, Periscope, Facebook Live, Blab, all these new players are doing their own thing. They haven't opened them up for other platforms. You couldn't even use like a Wirecast or a TriCaster to broadcast to those platforms. But looking at traditional services like Ustream or YouTube Live and any RTMP platform where, this is getting a little technical, but any platform that maybe uses like Wowza where you can get an RTMP stream and URL, you can add those values to the app and broadcast.
Yeah, just to go to, for everybody to know, just go to their website and it tells you exactly what you support. So I'm just throwing out the ones that I don't see on your website.
Yeah.
Just to try to fool you, get you,
I was at the Periscope Summit in San Francisco last week, and we're trying to start a dialogue to see if that's something that would be possible. We're talking to some people to see if we can get in front of Facebook. And eventually, I think we'll see an unbundling of these services. But YouTube is where video lives.
Exactly.
It is the king of content. Traditionally, in the past 10 years, it's been on demand, and in the past year, they've opened up to do live broadcasting. And as far as using an iPhone or an iPad to stream on YouTube Live, I think we got it right, and we're really excited about it. So with the new Switcher Studio, you can create an account on our website. You get full access to the app for iPhone and iPad to desktop apps where you can bring your computer in as a source or push files into Final Cut and have them synced, and every cut and transition already show up. Cloud services where you can remotely manage streaming channels or sync with your YouTube account and manage events and dedicated support. So you get the first first 7 days to all of that completely free. If you decide to stick with it, it's just $25 a month. And that allows you to log into that main mixing device, have access to all of those other tools. Using another camera is no charge.
That's awesome.
Have your friends up.
Now, you charge on a monthly basis. What are we paying for at this point? Because isn't the app running locally?
Well, with the app, you also get access to, as I mentioned, cloud services. So from your online account, you could manage streaming channels. If you're using another service like YouTube or Ustream, you can create those events from a computer, and the person doing the production could be somewhere else out in the field. They don't have to understand how any of that works. They can just select that endpoint and broadcast to it. We have speed tests built within the app that is a cloud service that actually pings your internet connection and will automatically assign the resolution and bitrate and quality. So there's things that are happening outside of the app as part of your online account. We also have desktop programs that are available with that service. So you could bring your computer in as a source and do picture-in-picture. If you have a PowerPoint or a Keynote or you're playing back a video on your computer, that could be part of your production. And then with director mode, we also have the flexibility to enable recording on each connected device, composite that entire project, so you could upload it directly from your iPad. But if you want to tug at it and move things around, we have a desktop app for Mac where you can pair it with Final Cut. And all of your angles are time synced, and every cut and transition that you made on the fly is already available. So you can just kind of move things around and tighten it up. There's dedicated support that's included. It's so much more than just an app. And we're pushing out updates all the time. We're making it better and better. And you're always going to get the latest and greatest Switcher Studio if you're signed up for the product.
You and I, Larry, have had this talk a lot, and we have tried a lot in this digital production buzz world. Streaming live is really, really hard. You have this wonderful app that you've created. You've had all this software that you've created, but you're still reliant on this Ustream or YouTube Live or the internet connection or everything else that's invariably going to screw up.
Yeah, there's a lot of things between us and where that video goes that we just don't have control over. And that's going to continue to be the case, but infrastructure is getting better. I mean, there are rural areas that now have 4G LTE coverage that, 3 or 4 years ago, that wasn't the case, and it's only going to get better and make this more and more accessible.
But there's no such thing as some sort of redundancy built into this whole thing that'll just make this thing 100% effective. I guess there isn't.
From live streaming, there's always going to be issues. That's just the nature of the beast. But with the recording capabilities, you're guaranteed to have that full quality video available that you can upload on demand. And I think that's something we're starting to see, is that there's a different expectation in what happens live and what we're going back to watch for something that's been produced or is available to watch at your leisure. And with Switcher, you get both.
We have a live chat that's going on, and Ernesto's asking the question about how old an iPhone you'll support, and are the features the same across all phones?
On the website, there is a compatibility chart. We've made this really lightweight, and it does work with many, many older devices. You can go all the way back to an iPhone 5 or an iPad 2. Users that have downloaded the app early on, it can even support an iPhone 4. I don't think it's available in the App Store anymore for iPhone 4 because of the operating system. You can't get iOS 9 on an iPhone 4, but it's really flexible. Older devices make great cameras, and a lot of us have those laying around already. So we do recommend newer hardware if you're using like an iPhone 6 or an iPad Air. The iPad Pro is an awesome mixer. As we keep pushing this and making it better, that those newer devices, that newer hardware is going to allow you to take advantage of new features as those become available.
I've mentioned before that the price is a subscription, but we didn't mention what the price is. What's the pricing for the service?
It's $25 a month, or you can pay $299 for the year, and then you get priority support with that as well.
How much money would you actually, do you think because you're going to be using iPhones and iPads for your cameras and things like that. Have you determined how much money you would save over using a lot of professional equipment for your live stream?
And if you were to do a traditional single camera setup, you're going to buy a laptop, a capture card, and a camera.
Okay.
You're maybe $5,000 in to do a one camera setup. With Switcher, you're using hardware you already have. If you're starting from scratch, you can get an iPod Touch for $200, an iPad Mini for $300. You can do a full 3-camera setup with some clips and tripods for less than the price of a computer.
And let us remind everybody, these iPhones, these cameras, these iPhone 6 cameras are pretty darn good.
Yeah, they are.
It's incredible.
Really quickly, because we've only got about a minute left, how do we handle audio?
Oh, yeah.
Audio is managed separately. As long as it comes through the main mixing device, it will match up with your entire production. So you can bring that in through the headphone jack or through the digital lightning port. Something that's important to note with iPhone or iPad, it uses what's called a TRRS connection. It has 3 rings on it. So you couldn't take just an 1/8-inch microphone and plug it in. You'll make sure that you have a microphone that's made for iPhone or iPad, or that you get the appropriate adapter. And there's information available on the website. Also supports Bluetooth audio, so you don't have to spend $400 on a wireless mic.
Jeez.
And where can people go on the web to learn more about your products?
Yeah, it's switcherstudio.com. And as I mentioned before, there's a 7-day full access to everything that's included with the subscription. So if you want to take it for a spin, just go to switcherstudio.com and get started.
And we also should mention that Nick will be at NAB covering the entire show, and the Super Meet covering the Super Meet with this application.
And Nick Mattingly is the CEO and co-founder of Switcher Studio at switcherstudio.com. Nick, thanks for joining us today. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Nick. I'm looking forward to this.
If you'd like to see more videos like this one, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. To stay connected and receive updates from The Buzz, sign up for our free weekly newsletter now. Or you can learn more about us on our website. And thanks for watching The Digital Production Buzz.